Good morning, Yankees universe, KOD Nation, Knights of Degen. Good morning, you degenerates. Wake up and get your coffee. Welcome to this Thursday's episode of the Yankees Morning Brew. The day after the Yankees won their 46th game of the season, Nasty Nestor Cortez returned to form to a certain degree. And Aaron Boone, my guy Aaron Boone, came out yesterday talking about making Aroldis Chapman the closer when he comes back. My man, are you kidding me? I think Aaron Boone's gonna need a drug test from the Yankees organization, because when I saw that news, I almost broke my phone, honestly, because there is no reality, there is no timeline, there is no Marvel alternate universe that lives or exists where Aroldis Chapman should be the closer of this team. You got Clay Holmes, who's pitching to an ERA of 0.29, 0.28. He notched his 11th save of the season. He has been the best pitcher, the best reliever in all of baseball. That sinker that he has, listen, they was talking about it yesterday on the broadcast. David Cohn brought it up. That heavy sinker he has, normally when you have a sinker ball pitcher pitching 91, 92, 93 miles per hour with that movement, it's pretty tough to deal with. But when you have a guy who's pitching 98, 99, 100 miles per hour with that sinker that has all that movement, that sinker ends up looking like a wiffle ball. I'm not exaggerating either. You know, there was a game against the White Sox when Jose Abreu hit the ball right off the tip of the bat, right off the barrel, and it literally just died going to first base. You know, so Clay Holmes, he is the best reliever in all of baseball. Has that nasty sinker ball that acts like a wiffle ball, you know. But guys, appreciate everybody who's tuning in. If this is your first time tuning in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, share this out on your socials if you can. Follow us as well. Yankees Morning Brew, KOD on Twitter, you know, KOD Media on Twitter as well. Knights of Degen on Twitter as well. We got the Fight Night crew, guys. Guys, follow them on Twitter. I think they're going to have a Twitter space this weekend, if I'm not mistaken. Just a heads up as well. I will be in Florida by tomorrow. Tomorrow evening starts my little vacay. So we will have an episode. It's going to be pre-recorded or whatever, but we will have an episode out tomorrow morning for you guys just to keep up the flow of consistency while I'm in Florida next week as well. I think we'll be taking a break when it comes to the content on YouTube. But if you follow us on the socials, we'll be putting out daily videos on the socials just to keep you guys updated. You know, I will be in Tampa. So I promise you guys, if you get a phone number, right, if you get a phone call from a phone number that looks like it's a prison, just know I was probably arrested trying to sneak into the Tampa Bay Tarpons facility, trying to get an interview with Jason Dominguez. So just keep that in mind. You know, everyone who knows me, everyone who's following me, if you guys have my phone number, just pay attention, because you may get a phone call this week. Possibly, knock on wood. Hopefully nothing happens like that. But I will be down in Florida. I will be checking out the Tampa Bay Tarpons, the Yankees minor league team. You know, so I will be down there checking it in. Like I said, I'm going to do everything I can, besides getting arrested, but everything I can to get some type of footage or something with Jason Dominguez. As a young man that I've been following for the past 2 years, why not? I have this platform. Why not take this opportunity? But the game last night, Nasty Nestor Cortez came back to a degree, you know, but through the first 5 innings, Nasty Nestor Cortez It's back to his old self, controlling the strike zone, in and out, up and down, changing speeds on guys, getting some strikeouts, for keeping these batters frustrated, the Tampa Bay batters frustrated at times. It wasn't until that sixth inning, mind you, it was after that fifth inning that was pretty long, but it wasn't until that sixth inning that Tampa Bay, and credit to Tampa as well, even though they were struggling in that sixth inning, they did everything they can to tire out Nestor Cortez, and you saw it in the sixth inning. You saw Nestor getting tired, not sure if it wasn't as hot yesterday in New York City. Nighttime, it was beautiful as well. So I'm not really sure where that was from, but you saw it in the sixth inning. But he still pitched 5 1/3. It's a bounce back from what happened in Minnesota. So after I hiccup in Minnesota, I pitch in rotation. Seems like they're starting to figure it out. We got Severino going tonight. So let's see what Sebi does tonight. We won 2 out of 3 games against Tampa. Like I said yesterday, we have a stretch over the next 13 games. Well, now it's over the next 11 games. We got one more against Tampa. Then we got a series against Toronto. Toronto's right behind us. Then we got Tampa again. Then we got the Houston Astros. Realistically, I could see this team going 8-5, 9-4 over this stretch, right? Over this next stretch of games. We already won 2 games against Tampa. So I could see us winning 6 or 7 out of the next few games, right? Realistically, like I said, I could see us going 8-5 over this stretch of 13 games that we're talking about. What I love to see, I would love to see them go 10-3. I would love to see them go 11-2. If the Yankees go 11-2 or 10-3 over this next stretch of games, you could throw the towel in for the division. Honestly, you can throw the towel in on the division. My guy Aaron Boone. If you guys saw, there was a situation in the game yesterday, in that sixth inning to be exact, also in the bottom of the sixth, where Aaron Boone and the umpires, well, mostly the umpires didn't understand the rule, right? So what happened was Matt Blake, the pitching coach, came out of the dugout for a mound visit for Nestor Cortez, right? No, it was Castro. Yeah, Castro relieved Nestor Cortez, couldn't get out. So mound visit, Aaron Boone needed to make a pitching change. Cool. But for some reason, the umpires didn't understand the rule. And credit to Aaron Boone and to the Yankees coaching staff for understanding this rule, this new rule when it comes to pitching changes and when you can make the pitching changes and when you cannot make the pitching changes. So what happened yesterday, while Miguel Castro was on the mound, right? Matt Blake saw he was struggling, went out there to talk to him. After he was done talking to him, Matt Blake went into the dugout. And then the Tampa Bay Rays announced that G-Man Choi was going to be the pitch hitter. So how the rule is set up, right? How the rule is set up, if you're a pitching coach and you make a mound visit, that's it. That's your mound visit for the foreseeable future. That pitcher has to pitch to that batter. But what happened is after Matt Blake went back into the dugout, the fact that G-Man Choi was announced after the mound visit, it allowed Aaron Boone for an extra mound visit to change his pitcher. And that's what Aaron Boone did. Understanding the rules, understanding the situation. I know we all come down on Aaron Boone and this Yankees front office and the coaching staff for being super analytical, but this is where that comes into effect. Understanding the situation, understanding the rules. It was so bad, the umpires had to call Chelsea to get a ruling for the rule, for what's going on. And they pointed it out on the broadcast that it literally was 19 to 20 minutes in between pitches. So from when Miguel Castro threw his last pitch and that mound visit, it was 19 to 20 minutes until they figured it out. So Lucas Licky was able to get as much warm-ups as he needed last night. But like I said, credit to Aaron Boone, credit to this Yankees coaching staff for understanding the situation, understanding the rule and the rule change and going about it. Like I was on Twitter yesterday and I wrote on Twitter, I don't care what happens, from this situation, but whatever happens, whatever it is, whatever the outcome is, it's all Angel Hernandez's fault. Because I saw Angel Hernandez on the field while watching the game. Now, it's not a cheap shot at Angel Hernandez, but Angel Hernandez, how can I say this very nicely? He's one of the most challenged MLB umpires there is. Credit to this man because he is doing a job that I think all of us would love to do, if not all of us would love to do. But he does a crappy, poor pitch job at it. But he's still doing it. So shout out to Angel Hernandez. Whatever happened yesterday, it was figured out. It was resolved. It was still Angel Hernandez's fault for whatever reason, but it still was Angel Hernandez's fault. But before I get too deep, before we, touching on last night's game anymore, Aaron Boone, the aforementioned Aaron Boone. Now, I just gave you some credit, my guy. I just gave you some credit, right? But with the credit, with the flowers, you got to be able to take the bow and arrows with it as well. You got to be able to take the bumps and bruises. Because now we got to talk about what you said yesterday, Mr. Booney. Aaron Boone came out yesterday and said that when Aroldis Chapman comes back, he is going to use Clay Holmes, and I quote, in high leverage situations. I'm going to say that again. Aaron Boone said when Aroldis Chapman returns from injury, that he will be using Clay Holmes in higher leverage situations. Now, I know that I'm just 32 years old. I know that my age, I would like to consider myself a spring chicken. I know that, I am on meds because of my back injury. But guys, please help me out there. Isn't high leverage situations a situation where your closer has to pitch? Now, I could understand if it's the seventh or eighth inning and you have the beefy part of the lineup, the meat and cheese of your opponent lineup coming up. For example, if we're facing the Angels and you got Ohtani, Trout, and Rendon, I understand that, right? And you want Clay Holmes instead of Aroldis Chapman. Fine. But Clay Holmes needs to be this closer. When Aroldis Chapman comes back, Aroldis Chapman is pitching to a 3.98 ERA. Clay Holmes is pitching to a 0.28 ERA. There should be no reason Aroldis Chapman is the closer for this team moving forward when he comes back. Before going on the IL, Aroldis Chapman, you saw the struggles. You saw what was going on. Clay Holmes has been outer-worldly for this team. There should be no scenario. There should be, like I said, there should be no multiverse, no alternate universe, no alternate timeline where Aroldis Chapman should be the closer of this Yankees team coming back from injury. I'm just sorry, Now, if you want to say that, cool. Let's just play the scenario out. Yankees have 46 wins. Understandable. Cool. 46 wins. Boom. We have this lead in the division. Cool. Over the next 10, 13 games, however it is, we go 11-2, 10-3. Cool. We have a monster double-digit lead on this division. Awesome. If you want to say that you're willing to punt a few games, throw a few games away just so you can see what Chapman has, I understand that logic. But lay it out there for us. Don't try to sugarcoat it and say that, oh, well, I just want Clay Holmes in higher leverage situations. No. Say that, listen, we have this lead in the division, 46 wins. Yesterday was 45, so you couldn't say that. But still, 46 wins. This lead in the division that is very comfortable. So if we want to have Aroldis Chapman out there trying to figure it out, we're comfortable with giving a few games away while letting him do that. If that's the answer, I am happy with it. I will accept that. But just tell me. Don't beat around the bush. Don't try to sugarcoat it. Don't try to do like they did to me when I was a kid. Got me all dressed up going to Disney World, but all I was a trip to my grandmother's house for the weekend. Do not do that to me. But no, in all seriousness, if that's the situation with Aroldis Chapman, fine, count me in. I'm down for that. Because when it comes down to it, if we could get Aroldis Chapman to be 80% or 90% of what he was before and use that in the 7th or 8th inning, it just makes this team a hell of a lot better. Or, and I understand this, he's in the last year of his contract. He wants to be able to secure a situation next year, this offseason, as a closer and wants to get paid. Cool, copy. Aroldis Chapman, just work yourself back. Show that you're able to be healthy. Show that you're able to still pitch. We got the trade deadline coming up. We'll be able to find you a team that you can go and pitch as a closer if that's what you want. But if you want to be a part of this team, which we can tell is championship bound, and you want to be a solid contributor in that 6th, 7th, or 8th inning, however you want to put it, then you could do that as well. But if you want to be a closer, it's not going to be on this New York Yankees team. I'm sorry. We could find you a suitable candidate what we could trade you for, what we could trade you to. Now, when it comes down to it, what we going to get for Chapman? I don't know. I don't know what we can get for Chapman. He's owed 16, 17, 18 million, something in that range. He's coming off of, not pitching well. So could we get some lower end, low tier prospects? Maybe, depending where we send them to. Is there a team that want to take Aroldis Chapman and you could just send us back a vending machine that we could put in the Yankees minor league complex for these young kids? We could do that as well. A la just like Major League Baseball 3, the one that went straight to DVD. But yeah, we could figure it out, Chappie. Just know what you have meant to this team and what you have done in New York City. It's not going to be forgotten. Were there some bumps along the way? Absolutely. The blown games against Houston, not once, but twice. Yeah, absolutely. But I'm not going to forget Aroldis Chapman is the sole reason that Gleyber Torres is a Yankee. Not at all. Not going to forget that. Not going to forget that after, we had some years without Mariano Rivera and we were missing a closer, Aroldis Chapman came in and was dominant and lights out for us for a couple years in a row. Not going to forget that also. But in 2022, and I hate to say this is a business where the mentality is, what have you done for me lately? And what have you done for me lately, Chappie, has not been good. Not been good. And a perfect segue of what have you done for me lately, my man, Kyle Higashioka, who is starting to look like a home run stroker. If you guys remember my guy, BX Bomber, you guys go to BX Bomber's page. He has a video that's out there right when Higashioka hit that home run. So check out BX Bomber for that nice little video. But Kyle Higashioka, the home run stroker, has returned. He had 2 home runs against the Chicago Cubs over the weekend. He had a home run yesterday, and he had a home run the day before. So Kyle Higashioka has found that home run stroke. And credit to Jose Trevino, because Jose Trevino is batting over 300, having a phenomenal year so far, the best so far in his career. But Jose Trevino is one of the first people that's campaigning, that's cheerleading for Kyle Higashioka. Apparently Jose Trevino was telling Higashioka, listen, you're doing a few things wrong up there at the bat. You may want to do this, you may want to do that. And it seems like the results is in the pudding. 4 home runs ever since then. I know one of them was against a 35-mile-an-hour ball coming from a position player, but a home run is still a home run. Kyle Higashioka, the home run stroker, it seems like he's returned. Now, and this is the perfect recipe for this team. This is the perfect ingredients. If you could have Higashioka, right? If you could have a Joey Gallo and an Aaron Hicks, those 3 batters, right, who has been our worst hitters this year. But if you could have those three batters get hot at the same time, or you could get one getting hot, one becoming cold, the other one getting hot. If it's a perfect balance between those three, that's lightning in a bottle. You know, Joey Gallo didn't play yesterday because of the lefty. Aaron Hicks did, and Aaron Hicks struck out 3 times. You know, now it's feast or famine. We understand it's feast or famine with Aaron Hicks, but overall, it was a good game. It was a good win. And I said it the day before, taking advantage of the other team's mistakes, taking advantage of the Tampa Bay Rays mental mistakes, defensive mistakes. You know, this Tampa Bay Rays team is not the same Tampa Bay Rays team of years past. They've had 48, they've given up 48 unearned runs. That's not Tampa Bay Ray baseball. We saw it the first game, 2 errors that led to 2 runs. We seen it yesterday. That error led to the floodgates opening in that 5th inning. You know, they walked IKF, put him on first base to pitch to Higashioka, and Higashioka made them pay. And that's all we can ask from Higgy. So let's look deeper into it. I got the lineups right here. I'll start off with Tampa. Let's start off with Tampa. Let's save the meat and potatoes, the Yankees, for later. Let's start off with Tampa. Give me one. Sorry, my dog is acting up, but Hank is good now. Okay, so with Tampa, you got Yandy Diaz, the third baseman, leading it off. Yandy was 2 for 5. Harold Ramirez, the DH. Love that name, Harold. Harold Ramirez, the DH. He was 0 for 4, right? Manuel Margot, he was 2 for 3. Randy Arozarena, the left fielder, was 0 for 2. Isaac Paredes, who could move around in that infield. He was second base the night before, but last night they had him playing first base. Pinto, the catcher, who I think they said was a rookie this year, he came up. He was 1 for 4. Kevin Kiermaier, he's 0 for 0. He was later pinch hit. He had a walk, but he was pinch hit for Phillips, who Phillips was the one who had that drop ball out there in the outfield. Tyler Wars, the shortstop, he bat 8th. He was 1 for 4. And the second baseman, Bruhan, he was 0 for 4. Now, when you look back at this pitching side of it, McClanahan, the rookie, has been phenomenal. He's 7-3 on the season. His ERA is elevated now, but I think his ERA is lower, or if not just the same, as Nasty Nestor. But McClanahan last night, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 3 hits, one earned run. He had that error that led to those other 3 runs, so it was a total of 4 runs surrendered. 1 of them was earned, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts. You got Thompson, who came in right after him. Thompson pitched the inning, no hits, no runs, 1 walk, no strikeouts. Armstrong came in right after. Armstrong pitched the inning, no hits, no earned runs, no walks, and the strikeouts. And the losing pitcher of record was McClanahan. And like I said before, McClanahan on the season is 7-3. So good win for the Yankees. Overall, McClanahan having a phenomenal year. I want to get his numbers. Let me just check it out real quick. McClanahan, he is 7-3 now on the season with a 1.84 ERA. Now, Nestor Cortez, and I'll get to his numbers in a second, but Nestor Cortez has a 1.94 ERA. So Nestor Cortez and McClanahan, they're battling they're 1 and 2 for ERA in the American League. So far, so good. Let's look over to this Yankee side. If I may get a second here. Now, the Yankees last night out a lineup it was a lefty on the mound. So they had to get creative with it. Last night, you got DJ LeMahieu, the second baseman, leading it off. He was 0 for 4. The center fielder, Aaron Judge, was 1 for 3. Antonio Rizzo was 0 for 3. Giancarlo Stanton, the artist formerly known as Mike, was out there in right field for the night. He was 0 for 3. Josh Donaldson, coming back off of his one-game suspension, he was 0 for 3. Gleyber Torres, the DH, he had a couple walks, but he was 0 for 2. Aaron Hicks with those 3 strikeouts, the hat trick. Aaron Hicks was 0 for 3. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, IKF was 1 for 2. Kyle Higashioka, the home run stroker, but Kyle Higashioka was 1 for 3. Nestor Cortez, the nasty Nestor, he said the Mets lineup is much stronger. Oh, Zook. Oh, that was a low blow, my guy. Low blow. But Nestor Cortez, we'll see when the Yankees and the Mets play themselves. They play next month in July, 2 games. So we'll see next month, right? You know, yeah. You guys, all you gotta do is hopefully that lineup could keep the Atlanta Braves from chasing you guys. But Nestor Cortez, nasty Nestor, bounced back perfectly last night. Like I said, 5 1/3, 3 hits, 1 run, 3 walks, and 4 strikeouts. Wandy Peralta came in after him. Wandy Peralta, the ageless one. I swear to God, Wandy Peralta be playing softball in Washington Heights, but Wandy Peralta pitched the inning in 2/3, no hits, no runs, no walks, and had 3 strikeouts. And I'm gonna pause real quick, right, with Wandy Peralta, because Wandy Peralta was a phenomenal pickup by GM Brian Cashman, right? We gave up Mike Talkman from Wandy Peralta, and they was talking about it on the broadcast last night. So kudos to Michael K and David Cohn for bringing it up. When the Yankees got Wandy Peralta, they shipped off Mike Talkman to the San Francisco Giants. Mike Talkman right now is not even in baseball. He's not even in the MLB. Mike Talkman is playing in the Korean Baseball League, KBL, and Korean Baseball League. Now, no shade to the KBL, none whatsoever. But for that flip, and I remember Yankee fans losing their collective minds. I myself was one of them, but losing their collective minds because the Yankees traded a Mike Talkman for a Wandy Peralta. Wandy Peralta has been nothing but phenomenal last year and this year. So I say this, Wandy Peralta, the ageless one, swear to God, Wandy Peralta he be pitching in Washington Heights at the baseball field on Isham and Seaman Avenue on the weekends. I guarantee you that. Zook says Yankee fans love to. Hey, I love Talkman also. Listen, when Talkman was here, I loved him. Left-handed bat. He had some speed. His defense was okay before the injury, but coming back from injury, it looked like he was coming back. I was a big fan of Talkman. That's why I was a bit upset when the Yankees traded him. But from the production we've gotten from Wandy Peralta back, I'll make that trade 100 times over. You won't. If I could go back last year, back in time, to tell my youngest self, calm down. This is going to work out. I would, because Wandy Peralta has been lights out for us. Lights out. But Zook, I appreciate you in the chat. Thank you for tuning in, baby. Also, as well, for those that are watching on Instagram Live, listen, I know I look good on Instagram, but I guarantee you I look way better on YouTube. It's something with the specs. It's something with the 2080p. I don't know what it is. I'm not a technician. But click that link that's in the bio of my Instagram. Jump on over to YouTube and join the conversation, because there's nothing but great gold going on over here. But after Peralta, Castro came in, who was struggling. But Miguel Castro, he pitched 2/3 of the innings, 1 hit, 2 earned runs, no walks, and no strikeouts. Lucas Licky came in right after him. There was a couple runners on base. Not going to lie, Lucas Licky was a victim of soft hits finding the right spaces, if you understand what I'm saying. But Lucas Licky pitched 1/3 of an inning, gave up 2 hits, no runs, no walks, and no strikeouts. Then you had the guy, the man of the hour, Clay Holmes, who came in. Clay Holmes, he pitched the inning. He did give up that 1 hit, no runs, no walks, and 1 strikeout. For the record of the night, the winning pitcher of record was Nestor Cortez, improved his record to 6-2. Clay Holmes, like I said before, notched in his 11th save of the season. But what impressed me the most about Clay Holmes last night was, yes, he gave up that hit in the ninth. They sent the pinch runner, I believe a pinch runner out there to run on first. Clay Holmes' ability as a closer to keep that runner close, make sure that runner doesn't steal second base. To me, I didn't see that from Clay Holmes so far this year. Last night was the first time. And granted, he's pitching the way he's pitching. He won't be able to have that many guys on base. But from last night, Tampa Bay sent that guy out to pinch run to try to disturb Clay Holmes, try to get the runner into scoring position. Nothing. Clay Holmes kept him modest, kept him close. His slide step to first, to the pitcher, to the catcher, from the pitching mound to the catcher, phenomenal. Let's see. Zook said, Game 7 of the World Series. Who would you choose to close it for the Yankees? Oh, right now it has to be Clay Holmes, Zook. Honestly, it has to be Clay Holmes. I said this before. Clay Holmes' sinker, 99, 100 miles an hour with all that movement. It looks like he's cheating and wiffle ball. Honestly, it looks like he's cheating and wiffle ball. And if I'm the Yankees, that's what I'm cashing in on. That's what I want. I don't want nobody else. I don't want to roll this Chapman trying to figure it out with his splitter that he just started throwing last year. I don't want that. I want Clay Holmes. And the thing about Aroldis Chapman, and I don't want to seem like I'm just beating up on Aroldis Chapman and bring this graphic back up. I don't want to seem like I'm beating up on Chappie. But the thing that made Aroldis Chapman, right, was the uniqueness and the novelty that he had of being one of the only guys to be able to clock it in at 101, 102, and 103 miles an hour, right? That was the mystique of Aroldis Chapman, right? That was what Aroldis Chapman was known for, right? But now in 2022 in Major League Baseball, every team has somebody coming out of that bullpen throwing 100 miles an hour. So you have hitters that are geeked in, locked in, ready for that high heat, ready for that cheese to come in. Aroldis Chapman doesn't have that novelty anymore, right? Aroldis Chapman this season has been easily 97, 98, 99. We haven't seen that 102, 103, 10. We've seen 100 miles an hour here and there, but we haven't seen it like it was before. So the novelty of Aroldis Chapman has faded. He's not the same pitcher he once was. Now, like I said before, I'm not trying to beat up on Chappie. No, not whatsoever. This is not a beat up on Aroldis Chapman hour. No. This is just, you got to be able to call it down the middle. I know I'm a diehard Yankee fan. I know I bleed pinstripes. But you got to be able to be objective. You got to be able to look it down the middle and call it what it is. And what it is so far this season, he had a stretch at the beginning where he was locked in, where that splitter was phenomenal. But Aroldis Chapman started throwing that splitter last year. And last year, that's what led to his finger issues, his hangnails, the messed up. I don't even want to think about it. So nasty looking. But that's what led to it. Aroldis Chapman was never throwing that splitter before. Once he started throwing that splitter, that extra pressure on that index gave him that hangnail, gave him that ingrown nail that was disgusting. He never threw that pitch before. Now, when he's throwing it and it's on, it's filthy. It's phenomenal. But he just doesn't have it anymore. He can't do it anymore. He doesn't have that 102, 103 miles per hour fastball. Not at all. My man, Capital Floyd, appreciate you, big bro. Thanks for tuning in. Listen, bro, if you're free, just click that link in the bio. Jump on over to YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe. Yankees Morning Brew. We talking right now. But Capital Floyd, appreciate you, my guy. Thanks for coming through. But yeah, Aroldis Chapman, he's not the same. He's not the same. And the Yankees need to get whatever they can for Aroldis Chapman. Whatever they can. You know, I know I was joking earlier about just a vending machine, however, but no. Whatever the Yankees can, whatever lower level prospects you can get for him, you get for him. because you never know what happens. One of those guys could turn into a reliever that you use 4 or 5, 6 years down the line. A couple of those guys could be key pieces in trades that you make 4, 5, 6 years down the line. You never know, like I just said. But we got a game tonight against Tampa. Let me preview that real quick. Tonight against Tampa. Oh, they finally announced it, because last night, for some reason, Tampa didn't announce who their starting pitcher was going to be. But they announced Jalen Beeks will be starting tonight for the Tampa Bay Rays against Luis Severino. It seems like Jalen Beeks is more of a bullpen arm, so he'll probably go an inning or two. But Jalen Beeks on the season, he is 1-1 with a 1.38 ERA. My man Capital Floyd, appreciate y'all. Appreciate you, my man. Listen, I gotta get one of your songs so I can play it here on the show. But Jalen Beeks, like I said, 1-1, 1.38 ERA, and in 26 innings, he's only given up 18 hits, 32 strikeouts, 8 walks, and he's been touched for the home run ball 3 times. So his numbers are, it's what it is, solid for a reliever. So Tampa Bay made that starter, that reliever starting the game, very popular back in the days, and they're going with it. For the Yankees, it'll be Luis Severino, trying to notch the Yankees' 47th win of the season. Best team in baseball, if I must say. But Severino, 4-1 with a 2.80 ERA, and in 61 innings, he's only given up 48 hits, 71 strikeouts, 15 walks, and he's been touched for that home run ball 8 different times. So Luis Severino, he's continuing his success. He had a solid outing last time he was out. So let's see what we could get from Severino this time going out. Severino, we understand he's at 61 innings, right? And this is a conversation I had yesterday with James from Section 420 Yankees Talk. How many innings are the Yankees going to allow Severino to pitch? He's at 61 right now. So I know that 150 mark, it's the magical number for the front office. Why? I'm not too sure. I don't work in the front office. I'm here on YouTube talking to you guys. But we understand that 150 innings is the magical number, right? So you got 150 minus 61. So that's 89 innings, give or less, that you can spare. So Severino averages about 6 to 7 innings a start. I'll put that at 6.5. So that 89 divided by 6.5. Realistically, we could get anywhere from 12 to 14 extra starts from Luis Severino. June 16th, that'd be solid. Now, if we could trade for anyone, bullpen arm, long relief, however you want to do it, just so they could spot start Luis Severino and Nestor Cortez, and even to a certain degree, Jameson Taillon and Jordan Montgomery, because JMO is coming back from injury, Luis Severino coming back from injury, Nestor Cortez, he's never been stretched out. He's never done that this amount of workload that he has, right? So the Yankees are going to have to trade for a starter. Who it is, I'm not sure. Just make sure it's not anybody that's like J.A. Happ. We don't need any more J.A. Happs in the Bronx. But your guy, Aaron Judge, hit his 25th home run yesterday. And the number, every time he hits a home run, it's cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. Aaron Judge is on pace right now for 68 home runs for the year. Aaron Judge is having a special season. I was talking about it yesterday with James again, but Aaron Judge, we have to start thinking about what's going to be realistic for Aaron Judge. What are you going to be comfortable with if you're the Yankees front office? Now, 35 mil, that's what Mike Trout, anyway, 32, 35 mil. So let's say 36 mil over 8 seasons. That's 288. 288. Now, if you want to, all right, let's give him 37. Man, scratch that. 38 over 8 years. That's 304. So let's offer Judge an 8-year, $304 million contract. I'll be happy with that. I just don't see any scenario. And if I'm wrong, like I say always, guys, if I'm wrong, correct me. But I don't see any scenario whatsoever where the Yankees would trade Aaron Judge during the season. Even, James brought up Robinson Cano. Even during that year, there weren't rumblings of the Yankees trading Robinson Cano, right? So I don't remember if there was ever a time or any time whatsoever that the Yankees traded their best player on their team, right? The best player on their team during a season when they are the best team in baseball. To me, that it doesn't add up. Trading the best player on your team when you are the best team in baseball, it doesn't add up to me. So I can't see a scenario where the Yankees trade Aaron Judge, right? I don't I don't see the justification for it. Yes, if we're able to restock our minor league system with top prospects, absolutely. Let's do it. But one, which team is it? Which prospects are it? And what are we going to have to replace him? If Aaron Judge walks, we definitely going to have to need something to replace him. So that's why this front office should look to trade for Andrew Benintendi, right? Andrew Benintendi, now he's not Aaron Judge, but if Aaron Judge walks, that's a piece that you could put in to replace him. You're not going to replace Aaron Judge with Joey Gallo or Aaron Hicks. No, that's not going. That's not going to fly well with Yankee fans next year. If Aaron Judge walks and you got Joey Gallo and Aaron Hicks patrolling that outfield, it's not going to fly for Yankee fans. No, I don't think Brian Cashman wants that bloodbath on his hands. Let's see, Jigman said, "Hands off Judge. He stays in New York." Yeah, like I said, baby, I'm a big fan of what's on the front of the jersey, but I have to eat my words when it comes to Aaron Judge because Aaron Judge he's the best player in baseball. He is the face of Major League Baseball right now. So the Yankees need to pony up the money that they can, sign your man for 8 years, 38 million a season. He will get him to 304, 304 million. And that's what my man Judge wants, right? I said it yesterday. He said, if Judge walks, Soto better be in pinstripes. Bro, from your mouth to God's ears, Keith. Salute to you. Thanks for tuning in. From your mouth to God's ears. If Judge walks, Soto better be that. Soto better be that plan B. If Judge walks, right? The haul that's going to come back for Juan Soto is going to be the biggest prospect haul of all time. Now, if the Yankees could use their flexible muscles, their financial muscles, and tell Washington, listen, we'll take back that Steven Strasburg contract. Listen, we'll take back that Patrick Corbin contract. We'll help you with those contracts if the value of prospects weaken. That's what the Yankees need to do. Flex your financial muscles that you have. You are the New York Yankees, right? And this is what the Steinbrenner has to understand. Behind the Dallas Cowboys, and I hate to say this, but behind the Dallas Cowboys, the New York Yankees are the second most valuable sports franchise in the world. Behind the Dallas Cowboys, the New York Yankees are the second most valuable sports franchise in the world. You need to start acting like it. You need to start acting like it. Look, like Keith says, I would gladly take Steven off their hands. Absolutely. Flex your financial muscles, right? You did it with Garrett Cole. We understood that. Garrett Cole is who you had in mind, and you flexed your muscles with Garrett Cole. Now, let's not act like Juan Soto wasn't on your radar back in the days and you were foaming at the mouth and wanted to sign Juan Soto, because you did. So let's act like it. Take back Steven Strasburg's contract. Take back Patrick Corbin's contract. Send them Wojciechowski, Austin Wells, Oswald Peraza, Oswald Cabrera, Jose Medina. Send them whatever other prospects you have. Any other prospects that is not named Anthony Volpe or Jason Dominguez. If you have to include Volpe or Dominguez, Steven Strasburg contract, they could pay. Patrick Corbin's contract, they can pay. But if the Yankees take back both those contracts, both those financial burdens, and let's be honest, it's financial burdens at this point for the Washington Nationals to pay Steven Strasburg and he's not pitching, and to pay Patrick Corbin who's pitching how he's pitching. It's a struggle for the Nationals. So if the Nationals want those two contracts off their hands, you're not getting Volpe, you're not getting Dominguez. Point blank, period. If the Yankees are going to eat 200 to 300 million, which is basically dead money from your franchise, you are not getting the top two prospects in our system. Point blank. Everybody else, you can have. You want Elijah Duran? Go ahead. You can have him, right? Even though I'm kind of falling in love with Elijah Duran, go ahead. You can have him. You want a Wisniewski? Go ahead. You can have him. You want a Jose Medina? Go ahead. You can have him. Austin Wells? Go ahead. Oswald Cabrera, Peraza? Go ahead. Estevan Florial? Go ahead. Miguel Andujar, buy yourself a condo in Washington. Go ahead. You cannot tell me that the players that I just named and both those contracts being eaten, that's not going to be enough to get this deal done. Come on. Let me hold on. Bear with me 1 second, guys. I'm gonna go to the pipeline real quick. Yankees prospect. Okay. Give me 1 second. Because it got to go down to the pipeline. Let's go down to the pipeline. So, as it's set up right now, right? These are 2022 rankings as of last week. So these are up to date. You got Volpe, number 1, Peraza, number 2, Jason Dominguez, number 3, Austin Wells, number 4, Waldachek, number 5, Trey Sweeney, number 6, Hayden Wisniewski, number 7, Yordanis Gomez, number 8, Luis Hill, number 9. I think that's not fair for Luis Hill. I think you should take him off just because of his injury. Everson Pereira, number 10, Luis Medina, number 11, Roderick Arias, number 12, Oswald Cabrera, 13, Brock Selvage, 14, and Randy Vasquez, 15. I'm going to just stop right there, right? I'm going to just stop right there. Now, for Juan Soto, right? Like I said, we'll take back the contract of Steven Strasburg and Patrick Corbin. We will give you Oswald Cabrera. We will give you Austin Wells, who is raking in the minors right now. We will give you Ken Waldachek. We will give you Trey Sweeney. We will give you Hayden Wisniewski. And we will give you Yordanis Gomez. Those are 6 of the Yankees' top 10 prospects. You gonna tell me that can't get it done? Those 6 prospects and that financial burden being taken off of the Washington Nationals' hands, that can't get it done? Throw in Miguel Andujar, throw in whoever else you want to throw in, Estevan Florial. You cannot tell me that those 8 players and that financial compensation that Washington is getting, those 8 players aren't enough for Juan Soto? Come on. I want to see a GM turn that down. Honestly, I want to see a GM turn that down or justify turning that down. If there's anybody in the comments or anybody watching that don't think that's enough or think that's too much, let me know. But guys, it's getting to that time. It's 11:50. It's getting to that time. But I just want to let you guys know, I appreciate you guys all, everybody who tunes in for the Yankees Morning Brew, everybody who tuned in today, my guy Keith, my man Capital Floyd, thank you so much. My man Zook, Big Zook, thank you so much. Everybody who tuned in on Instagram Live as well. It's Jay, thank you so much. Fresh 4H, thank you so much. Give us a shot. Be It a Pong Podcast, everybody who tuned in. I appreciate you guys tuning in, joining in on this movement. It's going on about a month since we've been doing this here with KOD. It's been phenomenal, honestly. This setup that I have with Jigga Man, thank you so much. I appreciate God and everybody out there. It's been an honor. It's been awesome. Like I said, I got vacay coming up next week. Guys, tune in. Please follow on all of the social medias. Instagram, you can follow me, Project Nerd HQ. Twitter, Project Nerd HQ, as well as the Yankees Morning Brew KOD Twitter, as well as the KOD Media Twitter page. Keep following up because all this night content, all this Nights of DJ content will be coming your way. We got the Fight Night cruise going on. So, guys, over here at KOD Media is going to be your central hub for everything that you want to be a part of. If you guys missed out last night, my man Jigga Man Porto had a great conversation with Michael Carter Williams. So pay attention to what we got going on over here at KOD. And like I said, appreciate everybody for tuning in. It's all love. It's all love. Let's go Yankees. And you degenerates, wake up and get your coffee.